Hi, this is Miss Fleming, and we are doing artwork for period 8 2D design, and we are starting with 4 circles. We use this lid to make the circles. You can put them anywhere you want on the page, but they have to be complete circles. As you see, I'm putting them here, and there's no set order to do it, but there has to be 4. And then remember to put your name in the lower right-hand corner. So we start with this, then we put our name on it. If you mess up, you have the other side. So you have plenty of chance to do that. Now I've given out in class these Charley Harper how to draw things. You pick 4 birds, 4, and you draw them in 1 in each circle, and you create a background. So this bird right here, you start with a circle. It is not scribble scrabble, as one kid said. It is sketching. Sketching is light. I don't know if you can see that, but then you follow the directions. So I did 1, now I'm doing 2, and then I do 3. And if it goes off the page a little bit, that's fine, doesn't matter. Now, I want to create a background for it, so I'm going to darken in my sketch lines, and then I'm going to create a background. Now, he seems to be in the sky, so you can do a land formation behind him. That's what I'm doing, but if you want to have a telephone pole or a window, doesn't matter. It's your imagination. Now, I'm taking this next bird and following 1, 2, 3. Anybody can do this. You don't have to be an artistic genius to do this. You just have to do it. So I'm doing this one right here, and I'm going to make him a little bit smaller because I want to get in all his details, his tail and everything. And again, we start with a circle, and there's this triangle here, and then we're going to do almost exactly like that face. We do a loop underneath, triangle here. This is his beak, a triangle underneath, and his eyes are out here to the side. This is an abstract bird. Now we're going to put his tail up here, and if you want to take it off the page because he might be too big, you can. He's got wings here and wings here. They are geometric drawings. The purpose of this lesson is to teach you to follow visual directions. Now I'm going to have him perched on a branch. So I'm going to have a branch right here. And branches are just the letter Y simplified. So see how that's a Y right there? And then there's a Y here and a Y there. So that's why you have to do it. And we'll put a leaf in here to balance it out, and maybe some small leaves on this side to balance it out. And now we have a background. Now, there are many birds you can choose from here. A very simple one is this one. Right here, he seems to be wearing a mask. So we start with a circle, very simple here. And then he has a head. Again, it's a circle, but you notice it's a little flat on top. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to do a triangle here, an eyeball. And then he has this mask that he is wearing. Okay. And then he seems to be sitting on a perch. And that's why when I saw this, I thought, this bird is in a cage. So I'm going to put him on a swing, and then he's got a tail. And you can make the tail pretty much like that. He has 2 wings on the side. And you can put a little feeder here for him to eat out of on one side, and a feeder on this side for him to get his water. And then he is in a cage, and you can use the thinnest, and you might want to use a ruler. I'm just sketching this in. I will go over it with a ruler. And then we have this bird. Now, do you have to do exactly that bird? No, you could go to the next page and do a bigger bird. Or we have these birds here. So all sorts of birds to choose from. I think I will choose this bird. He is sideways. So we're going to start with number 1 here, and it is like that. And then we give him a head. And notice how they straight down to the beak. These are very simple drawings. Anybody can do them. And then the eyeball right here is a double circle with a bar across it. Now you will use the smallest pens that you can find to do that. We can use black pens, or if you are quarantined, you can use a skinny black pencil or even a blue one if that's all you've got. We work with what we've got. And here he is sitting on his branch. Now he's going to have feathers, and that's what these lines are. And then we have the splits in the tail. This is the simplest bird you could ever draw. I'm going to give him a little mark there for his nose. And if you want to start with big leaves here on this one, leaves are just arced lines with lines in them for the leaf to eat. And you keep it very simple. And then you will go to your markers and you will mark it in. On my desk is all sorts of markers, this rather heavy one here. So I think I will probably start maybe with this one I just did. Doesn't really matter. I want to do this part here is going to be white wing with a black body. Now, whenever you put a black line next to a black line, leave a big black area like this. I want to make a white line there so that we can tell that he still has a wing. And we want to emphasize that wing, and that helps us emphasize that wing. And I think it will keep his tail light colored and his belly is black. So there. And we keep it pretty simple. If you want to stratify his leg, you can. This is probably where his claw is holding the branch. I am now going to go to a smaller one because I want to get the detail right. So I'm going to put that bar across the center and a second line here. And that's his eye. This is his beak. You can keep that the way it is. Come around, do the face. And if you want to use various art techniques, the background could be scumbled. What do I mean by scumbled? You do little S shapes like this. Squiggles, squiggles. That's scumbling. And that suggests that he is in some sort of vegetative area, like inside a bush or something. Outside of that, you're going to use your Zentangles. Now, we did Zentangles in class. So this is one of the Zentangle sheets that we did. You can pick any of the Zentangles, and those are going to go on the outside. So what you want to do is, excuse me, split up your background. And now I'm going to do this to it. And I am making this right here. Again, the whole purpose of this lesson is to teach you how to follow visual directions. And we have problems with that. And anymore, so many things come from other cultures, and they come with pictures. They don't come with words. So if you do well with visuals, you're more likely to do it correctly, especially things like furniture from IKEA or things that you have to put together yourself. Okay, so this area right here is colored in. And what I do is make an X where that is so that it's easy for me to remember where to color it in and I don't get confused. Let me go like that. So make that. Okay. What you're going to do is split this page up with 4 to 5 Zentangle backgrounds. Let's make it like this. I don't want the lines in the background to be straight. I want them to be kind of wiggle waggle. Professional term there, wiggle waggle. So if I make this like this and this one here, I could use, I could probably use this one right here. And I'll finish this in class and show you what this looks like in class, or at the end, I will post it at the end of the lesson. But that gives you an idea of how to do this. And if you are not in class, if you are quarantined, get a clear piece of paper and a lid about the size of a peanut butter jar, and I will post pictures like this on Google Classroom so that you can just copy it and be in with the whole class even though you're not here. I will post this when it's done. Please learn to follow visual directions.